Hi, this is Ileana, and today I'd like to discuss memory retrieval and how that works for me and what I've learned from doing it on myself through some self hypnosis and by also literally doing memory retrievals for other people. And when I do the self hypnosis, I usually get bits and pieces of different events that happened on Mars, like working in the Cybernetics Labs, making human cyborgs, and using biological drug serums every month and getting injections that actually made me feel very good living on Mars and working there in those labs. So those were natural biological medications, like having human plasma as a medication that would boost my autoimmune system, and it would literally heal me from whatever health issues that I had. So that's what I had on Mars. And through the self hypnosis, I was actually able to access those memories and retrieve them, and also do immunoglobulin therapy through intravenous immunoglobulin therapy, IVIG, and subcutaneous immunoglobulin therapy as well. So, and it improved my vision, it helped me see better, it removed my fatigue, joint pain, removed the memory lapses that I had, and also it removed the white matter lesion scarring that was in my brain. So that's gone. And that was accessed through self-hypnosis, basically, and doing the various presentations that I did. I first started off doing something in PowerPoint, writing down the notes from the hypnosis sessions, because I always have audio recording, audio video going on when doing self-hypnosis sessions. And then I review that later and put the notes into PowerPoint, and I find likeness images of whatever was in my hypnosis session, and I add that to the PowerPoint presentation, and then I turn that into a video and I post it as chronicled archived logs on YouTube and other platforms that I see that content is good for. So for me, I find that I was able to help myself with improving my health through doing the biological drug serums, similar to what I had on Mars here on Earth. And I did do some research. I looked into the medical articles, peer-reviewed, and I found that it was similar as what was being done to me on Mars to help me with my health. Similar here. Biological drug serums do exist, and they're coming more and more on the market. And the immunoglobulin therapy has been around since the 1980s. It's very good for autoimmune disorders. It is good for vision improvement and repair. Basically, if somebody has vision degeneration and they have eye infections and inflammation that are difficult to basically standard medicine isn't removing the problems, then IVIG or SCIG can be very helpful for nerve regeneration, for removing inflammation from the eyes, the nerves, the retinas, also from the brain as well. And in some rare cases, it's used for uveitis. It can be an autoimmune disorder, eye autoimmune disorder, or it can be an infectious one. It works with uveitis better if it's autoimmune related. There's a likely better cause of it being healed with IVIG. And fibromyalgia, chronic pain syndrome, that kind of stuff. For me, the IVIG and the SCIG also helps for my multiple chemical sensitivities to reduce the sensitivity to light, to sound, and to also smells and scents. So I find that it's been a miracle using biological drugs here on Earth for just having somebody's clean human plasma to infuse that every week into myself. It literally has reset my autoimmune system, and it has healed my health, my eyes, my brain. Like I said, I don't have any more white matter lesions, and I've had MRIs done for 3 years, with 2 years consecutively showing the lesions in my brain. Then when I started the IVIG and then the SCIG, after a year and a half, the lesions went away. So I really, really am thankful that I was able to learn the self-hypnosis on myself. I also learned past life readings to do on myself and on others. And I remembered through a past life reading that I had been an extraterrestrial who had blue blood, the color of blue. And I had more plasma in my blood that could self-regenerate different types of body damage, tissue damage, that I would heal faster because I had more plasma as that ET being, and it was blue. So something in that plasma had more healing properties for faster regeneration of damage, like breaks of the knees, sprains, burns, etc. That would be healed quickly when I was the ET with more plasma in me. So I'm like, why can't that apply to humans? Why can't I apply that on myself now? So that's another fact that I got from a past life. In the past life, I was an extraterrestrial female with blue skin and blue blood, and I had more plasma in me than humans do on Earth, and that promoted faster healing and regeneration of body damage. So I decided to do the IVAG and the SCAG as well. Like, I remembered that I had used it in the Cybernetics Labs, that I'd been given that in the drug serums as one of the healing protocols. I'm like, why not try it on myself? And I did some research. IVAG and SCAG also reverse multiple sclerosis lesions, which are also white matter lesions. They're just more extensive than the lesions that I had. But the human plasma, the immunoglobulin therapy, is used to reverse multiple sclerosis damage, inflammation of the brain, and lesions. Lesion loads are reversed. So after like a year of it, or two, the lesions should be gone. So that's another thing that I found interesting through doing some human research through the peer-reviewed journals. I'm like, wow, if it can reverse multiple sclerosis white matter lesion, why not reverse my lesions caused from migraines? And it worked. So I don't have these white matter lesion scars in my brain anymore. And I started to have two, so that's gone. And my health is much better now, thanks to getting that information from self-hypnosis and from past life readings, past life regression. So I'm a past life regression practitioner. I'm also a bit of a hypnosis practitioner. And I also do the memory retrieval sessions on myself and for other people. And I literally psychically walk in people's memories to retrieve events that happened to them, whether that's secret space program experiences, ET alien abduction experiences, or any other paranormal experiences that happened to whoever I'm doing the memory retrieval session for. So I literally walk in those people's memories, of course, with their permission being given. They've asked for me to do the memory retrieval and to literally walk in their memories and find answers for them that are missing. Because sometimes SSP experiencers or ET abductees or ET contactees, they have some memories of what happened to them, of the events, whatever it was. And sometimes they don't have any memories at all. So they need different degrees of psychic probing for memory retrieval, or just counseling itself of whatever happened to them with the events. And I've noticed sometimes from ET abductions or ET interference, there's often implants within the body, either etheric ones or physical ones, and healing is needed and psychic surgery is needed to remove the implants. So implant removal, I've done a bit of that as well. And I've done a bit of channeling, and I use different healing modalities during memory retrieval sessions, during past life readings. I always try to incorporate some healing into it to actually resolve the issues, and also do a bit of implant removal if that's there. So I combine different modalities when I'm doing sessions. And I find that there's something called mirror neurons, that we all have them, and that some SSP assets and ET contactees and abductees have photographic memories or eidetic memory, where they're able to quickly retrieve their own memories through memory recall. They have amazing memory recall because those mirror neurons, if you train your brain through the mirror neurons, you actually get faster access to your subconscious memories, to deeply buried memories. So that's something you can do with your mind. And I've done that. I have a photographic / eidetic memory. And I basically trained that through self-hypnosis and just sitting there meditating and doing memory recall, like lucid dreaming, and doing it that way as well through self-meditation, and doing the memory recall while being in a relaxed state, in a quiet, safe place on my own. So there's different ways of memory retrieval and how it can be done. You can do it for yourself through learning past life regression, through learning hypnosis. There's different techniques of hypnosis, and doing psychic training, actually doing some courses in psychic training, so you can walk in other people's memories, so you can walk in your own memories and do deep memory recall. And you can put it in reports, you can put it in presentations, you can keep a journal log of it, do archival video, audio, whatever works best for you on your individual level. So many different ways to do it. And it took me many years to learn all of this stuff and to do it for myself, and also to work with teachers. I did work with a shaman for 3 years, and I did 3 levels of Native American shamanism. I learned psychic development for about 1.5 years with another teacher who's a magic practitioner. I learned Wicca, white light magic, for about 2 years, 2 levels of it. And that really helped to amplify my psychic abilities, my natural abilities that I already have through all this certification and official training. So there's many ways of going about it to develop your psychic abilities, or to hone in and attune them to whatever degree that you want. I also learned Reiki, 3 levels of Reiki, energy healing, crystal work, working with wands and crystals, to do crystal grids, and to learn deep manifestation techniques, like working with different energies from the etherics and bringing that energy from the etheric to the physical and having it balanced to actually do verbal manifestation just with words. Words are power. Words hold energy. Words hold meaning. Words hold manifestation and the intent. From my brain, from my soul, from all of that, just to bring the intent and to manifest what I want, using the power of my brain and my soul and my heart. Bring it all together from the etherics back to the physical and combine it all together and get the manifestation. Whatever it is, to move to a new home, start a new business, abundance, any type of abundance, whether it's financial, whether it's anything, any type of love, healing, abundance, whatever. If you put the positive intent into it, it can be manifested and done in goals, bits and pieces, and put in goals for the manifestation to happen. You just have to have positive thinking, clear intent on what you want and how you're going to have a bit of a roadmap of how you're going to accomplish it. Put it all together, fit the puzzle pieces, and manifest. That's with energy, that's with magic, whatever it is. There's different ways of manifesting things into reality as well. Just have to have positive intent, a clear idea what you want to manifest and the outcome. And either you do it through energy movement, you do it through words of power, intent, words of power, spell work, whatever that is. It could be written, it could be a song, it could be words, whatever it is, as long as you have a clear intent with a positive outcome for what you want and how you envision it to look like. Then you manifest that and it happens if it's meant to be. And I've had a lot of my manifestations come true, and a lot of it worked for me, still does, still going. Sometimes I could see my own future, and if I choose to listen to my intuition, I get positive future outcomes for whatever I saw in my vision. So far I haven't had anything negative, and always thought of positive things that I've seen from the future, thought about it, seen it, envisioned it, it happened, and I accomplished my goals. So it's a very beautiful thing to be able to see the near present or the near future even. And how you interpret that, which you see, is very important as well. Do you listen to your psychic intuition? Do you use your empathic abilities? How do you interpret the things that you see from the future? Is this for your highest good? Is that meant to be? Is that timeline reality supposed to happen? So question what you see and how you see it. Is this something you want to happen? Or is this something you want to avoid if it's not for your highest good? There's something better out there. So it's all up to you. We are creator beings and we can manifest whatever we want, however we want. As long as the positive intent is there and the wish, and you put in the work into your manifestation for it to happen. Your wishes, your goals, whatever it is in life that you want to accomplish. Hard work and intent and manifestation can make it happen. From the etheric to the physical. You bring it together. So for myself, I find it very helpful to have done the work. The memory retrievals, the memory recalls, the hypnosis. Doing all that work for myself, on myself, for others, and with teachers and guides, it really helped me to hone my psychic abilities. Through psychic development, through magic, through crystal work, through shamanism, through hypnosis. Whatever it is that you use as techniques to help yourself, to improve yourself, your health, whatever. As long as it works and it works positively and it manifests something good for you, use it, work with it, develop it further. And don't be afraid to experiment and try new techniques and protocols. Because I found that I'm not afraid to experiment with moving energy, with manifesting things, with changing outcomes for timelines. I do experiment with that, and I move the energy and I shift the frequencies and change things around. And through doing the hard work, even doing sometimes the experimentation, it actually works for me. It changes the outcome of something. It can make it very much better. So don't be afraid to try out new things and to change things up and to not worry about things too much. Because again, it's all about positive intent and making things happen through whichever technique you're doing for the manifestation, whatever you're trying out in life. Just think positive thoughts. Think of it, it's going to happen. It's happening already, and it will happen for the manifestation, whatever it is. So I thought I'd talk about that and how I access my memories. And the brain is an organic computer, literally an organic computer. We have these mirror neurons that can access memory. You can train your brain to have faster memory, to have photographic memory, to work at faster speeds, to read quicker, to write quicker, to process information quicker. All of that can be trained through your mind and your abilities using the mirror neurons, because we have a lot of neurons in the brain. So brain training is key. At one point, I had Neuralink implants that made me somewhat of a human cyborg, and the Neuralink implants did all of that for me, but it caused brain damage because the fibers, the gold fibers, nanofibers in the implants leaked gold in my brain. They were damaged, and it was literally causing inflammation for my brain. So I had to do psychic surgery to get the Neuralink implants removed, and that was inserted into me. They're semi-etheric, those implants, and semi-nano. So they had to be removed with psychic surgery, and they had been implanted into my brain when I was in the secret space program doing the 60 and back on Mars. They're partially extraterrestrial technology and partially human SSP technology merged together, those implants. And they couldn't be picked up on an MRI scan. They were less than even microscopic, so you couldn't pick them up with CT or MRI or anything. Semi-etheric implants. You can only pick them up by doing a psychic scan of my brain and seeing them. But when they were removed, you could see the lesions in my brain. I figured out a way of doing psychic surgery on myself to remove the 4 Neuralink implants in my brain. But at that point, I couldn't figure out how to get rid of the white matter lesion scarring left by those implants in my brain. And then almost 2 years later, I really focused on doing the memory retrievals, the hypnosis, memory recalls, and that's where I got the idea, hey, if the biological drug serums worked on Mars for me, why can't it work on Earth? Did a bit of research, found that there's the immunoglobulin therapy, decided to try that, and it did heal the white matter lesion scars in my brain. They're not here anymore. They're not growing. They're gone. Lesion loads reduced, gone. So that worked, and that's because of hard work. Actually accessing my Cybernetics Lab training to access my medical knowledge from my brain. I'm not trained as a medical practitioner on Earth. That stuff is from Mars, from the Cybernetics Labs, having that information, medical info about biological drug serums. So I decided to apply that on myself, experiment on myself here on Earth with biological drug serums, and it worked for me. Because I said to myself, Ileana, don't be afraid to actually use that medical knowledge that you have from your SSP training. Just apply it to yourself, experiment on yourself, and see what happens. It so happened that it worked. And, for me, those memories are real. They happened just as I was the ET being with more plasma in me than if I was a human. So basically, also what the SCIG and the IVIG does for me, it cleans my autoimmune system and resets it on a regular basis. So I have antibodies, antigens in my body that produce sort of a biowaste. So the IVIG and the SCIG would clean out that biowaste and remove the antigens and the antibodies. So when I would go do the medical testing for thyroperoxidase levels, TPOs, autoimmune, it's Hashimoto's encephalopathy that I was diagnosed with. So when I would go to do the TPO levels, they'd be lowered. The antibodies would be gone, or at lower levels than when I had previously when I wasn't doing the IVIG and SCIG. So there are medical tests to prove whether something is working or not. For me, it was measuring the antibodies and doing the MRI scans and seeing the lesion literally seeing the lesion load reduction, and then seeing the lesions disappear after a year and a half, and seeing the antibodies lower to more acceptable levels. So I actually have medical proof. I've documented what the SCIG and the IVIG have done for me medically. And it worked because I wasn't afraid to experiment and to try something unconventional and even radical. Like, I wasn't afraid to access my memories from my experience working in the Cybernetics Lab as sort of a semi-medical technician. And it worked. I also know a lot of things about genetics and DNA and how that works. I actually need genetic testing for myself to see what's going on internally, and by having that knowledge, I was able to apply it for the type of genetic testing that I need to get that done properly. So that's something else that I attuned with from the memory recalls. The genetics, the DNA sequencing, full DNA editing, I know about that, how that works, how that can potentially be done soon. Resetting the autoimmune system, healing the thyroid naturally with desiccated thyroid instead of using Synthroid, which is a synthetic medication. Desiccated thyroid comes from pig porcine glands, but it's the original biological drug serum that was used to heal the thyroid. If you have Hashimoto's or you have hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, so there's still old-fashioned biological medications out there that can be used for natural healing, that can be applied and used for natural healing. Just have to do some research and figure out what works for you and what doesn't. And not be afraid to experiment with your health, with improving it, with trying different things, naturopathic medications, naturopathic remedies, alternative medicine, herbs, CBD, whatever works for you. Try it out and see if it improves your health. I was not afraid to do any of that, and I tried it, and it did improve my health, and it really was rewarding to do the memory retrievals for myself, to do the hypnosis, even the past life readings for myself and others. And I've learned so much from it that has helped me, helped to improve my health, helped me to get over the trauma of all the emotional stuff that happened to me in the SSP, the ET abductions, the ET contact experiences. Like, it literally helped me to see the broader picture of all of those events and why all of that stuff happened to me in my life, and to heal, get over the trauma, heal and improve, and to have somewhat of a normal life here on earth and enjoy it. I don't want to be disabled. I don't want to suffer. That's not what I'm here for. That's never what I intended or wanted. I want to be healthy. I want to be sane and whole. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now, and I believe in all the stuff that I've learned and done and experienced to help myself and to help others. So thank you so much, and namaste.